this is the wild.
I think sometimes when we go into the wilderness, we are looking for something that we are never going to find. And it sort of takes almost something analogous to faith, I think, to keep on looking. I think for me sometimes just sitting in the woods, in my hammock or on my crazy creek or just on a log, I feel like I'm looking for some meaning, which I'm really not going to find anywhere except for in myself, I don't think. But I think that's a struggle and a quest worth trying for, and I don't like it.
This is from Into the Wild by John Krakauer. Unlike Moore and Thoreau, McCandless went into the wilderness not primarily to ponder nature or the world at large, but rather to explore the inner country of his own soul. He soon discovered, however, what Moore and Thoreau already knew. An extended stay in the wilderness inevitably directs one's attention outward as much as inward, and it is impossible to live off the land without developing both a subtle understanding of and a strong emotional bond with the land and all it holds.
Today's the first day of solo, and I'm kicking ass. Solo. Solo's a huge confidence builder. Feel great. For some reason, the bugs stay away from me when I'm in my hammock. I haven't seen myself in days. I haven't really kept myself in days either. It's weird how those things, which are usually so foreground, are dropping. It's nice. Woke up early this morning. Didn't mean to do it. It just happened. Got to watch the sunrise. You should watch the sunrise at least once a year. Already done it a couple times this trip, so that's good. It started raining. This is awesome. It's like a much needed shower. Washed myself, it felt really refreshing. Also collected water. I was running low, didn't want to go to the trouble of boiling water or using iodine. This passive method is way better. Now I have more water than I can carry. I was so happy about water that I did a lot of calling. Wonder how many people heard. I've got a ton of wet clothes. This isn't gonna dry. Need to borrow a few garbage bags or something, or else everything else will get wet. I need to stop raining now. I have more water than I can handle and I want to cook dinner. I'm feeling kind of low, mind and body. Although saving the couscous wouldn't be the worst thing in the world either. Made a fire in the rain and made couscous. Pretty good, could have used salt. Really cold night. First cold night. It was miserable. I couldn't get comfortable. Late at night, a discreet beam of light shined into my tarp and then quickly shut off. This scared me. For a long time, didn't move after that. Still don't know what it was. Can't get comfortable in my hammock. This is a really bad night.
Something touched me deep inside the day the music died. So bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, "This'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die." Did you write the book of love and you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so.
This is Justin Epstein, and this is the passage from Walden Swamp. I began to consider taking a trip to Walden Swamp, then spending some time out there, and maybe contemplating nature and civilization like Thoreau, or someone like that. With my maps, with similar questions about other seemingly unexplored areas that surrounded it, I began to think the Meadowland is a completely unexplored place.
Coming back, it's a weird feeling. I mean, I really do miss the wilderness, and 9 days was a really long time. I really learned about myself as a person, and I think things will be easier. And it's going to be weird to adjust. I know it's only been 9 days, but it's going to be weird to adjust back to here after being almost counted on all the time at base camp and making fires. And when I went home, Mom was like, "What do you want for dinner?" And I said, "Wait, I can choose." Like, usually I have to go find the fire. You're responsible for a lot more, and if you don't feel your responsibility at base camp, your team will fail, and at home you can make up for that, and it's a lot different. But at the same time, I think it's gonna help me in the future, in the sense that now I know what I need to do, maybe not necessarily in the woods. At home, I feel like a much more responsible person, and this helped me grow up.
Into the night, to light the sacrificial light, I saw Satan laughing with delight. The day the music died, so bye this American bye.
So I think the most significant part of this wild trip for me was the solo we did during the hiking portion. And I'd done a fair amount of OL trips and spent some time canoeing and stuff, but I had never done a solo where you're just all by yourself like this. It was 2 nights, so it was a pretty long time. And it surprised me how sort of mentally difficult it was to be on your own for that length of time. I was taken aback by that. And I had my dog and stuff, so I ended up like talking to my dog, and I would like start like phrasing things I would say to people if they were there, which was sort of weird. So I guess that taught me a little bit more about like what the wild actually is, or it gave me an experiential way to see that, because I think that reinforced to me that the wild is this absence of people. It's like the absence of humanity that makes it so much difficult. And it reminded me of all the survival stories we were reading about in books where people like by themselves for literally months. And I just couldn't imagine how they do that. It seems so foreign and so strange. So I was glad when the solo was over. I think I learned a little bit about myself, but it took me by surprise.
Wow. Action.
So, we got back last night, and I really missed it. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And last night I slept in my bed for the first time in a while. I wasn't in a hammock anymore. I woke up in the middle of the night, and moonlight was, coming in through the windows, and I got up and I was like, oh shoot, my tarp is open, I better go close that. And I got up and I went to go I don't know what I was trying to do. I went to go move the wall together, close the opening, what I thought was my shelter. And only then did I realize, oh my god, I'm back in my house. This is so weird. See.
The music wouldn't play.